Assalamu alaikum everyone. First of all, this is Eid. So Eid Mubarak to you all and many happy returns of the day. So it's been a couple of days of banning Huawei from USA by the Trump administration or by the US government. And this issue is bigger than you all think. So I didn't go rush, took my time, gather all the information, and here I am in Eid making a video about the Huawei ban for you, only for you. And this video is going to be a long one, so sit back tight, grab a bottle of water or any kind of drinks you find near you. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and share this video as much as you can so that your friends might can know about the Huawei ban. So without any further ado, let's get started right after this.
So at the first segment, we have the Huawei timeline ban or Huawei ban timeline. So the matter is, Huawei has been hit by a spate of bad news following a trade ban imposed on it by the US government or the Trump administration. The company has been added to the Commerce Department's entity list, which is essentially a trade blacklist that forbids US companies from doing any kind of business with Huawei. And this happened in May 15, 2019. So as Huawei was added to the blacklist, that means no company from USA cannot do any kind of business with Huawei regarding the order by the Trump administration. On 17th May, Google publicly states that it will not disobey the administration's order. Right after that, in May 19, Intel and Qualcomm joins Google and neither company issued a statement, but sources cited by Bloomberg said that the companies would comply with the order. It also means that in future Huawei will not be able to use Intel processor in any of the laptop or PCs. Adding to that, they will not be able to use also Qualcomm's processor either. So for that, they will have their own processor, though they already has their own processor queuing for mobile, but in PCs they will not be able to use Intel's processor. They're gonna have to make a new one or go somewhere else for the processor. These current processors are also as good as the Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, even they will not have Android compatibility on their phones, and that is a horrible news. So the real problem starts from here. Huawei is one of the biggest and fastest growing companies of the present world. Its position is below Samsung and above Apple. That means it is the second largest tech company in the present world. So in the system, if Huawei is not in the competition or in the market, it will be not good for us because Huawei gave some serious competition to other manufacturers and they have made some awesome phones like Huawei P30 Pro, Huawei Mate P20 Pro, Huawei Mate X, Huawei Mate 20 Pro, Honor 20 Pro, etc. Recently, Samsung's fold phone was a disaster, whereas Huawei's Mate X, which was a fold phone, eventually did some awesome job and it's working fine till now. So we can say right here that Huawei did some amazing work on their smartphone category. So we have moved on to the second segment, and that is Huawei suffered. That how will they suffer through this ban? As Huawei was blacklisted from USA, most of the companies refused to do business with Huawei, and this list is very long, and this is going to suffer them a lot. Cause the hardware they use, the microchips they use, the Gorilla Glass they use, most of them are from USA, and the software is also a problem. It's not just Android. As far as Google Android goes, Huawei will miss out every single Google facilities. And I have given a chart, and here in the middle and the right columns they will miss everything from here. Now we have moved to the third segment, and that is the how they can overcome or the solution of Huawei, and adding to that, more problems are added to it. So, as Huawei will not have Android anymore, so they have to think about another option, and that is making a new OS. And they're working on that. There was this news that they have already built at least a 3 month stockpile ahead of from ban. That means they already knew that this disaster could happen to them. But even if Huawei does get its hardware supply problem solved and comes up with a viable OS and an App Store solution, I think the real problem for Huawei might be apps. Remember, the executive order prohibits any acquisition, importation, transfer, installation, dealing on, or use of any information or communications technologies or service, and it is a very broad and could be interpreted to mean that US citizens and companies aren't allowed to supply Huawei with smartphone apps, especially with descriptors like installation and service in the president's order. Huawei could solve everything and roll out an app store, but it might be illegal to submit apps to Huawei App Store. The problem for Huawei is that most of your favorite apps are from USA. It's the true fact. Of course, there is Google, which means no Gmail, calendar, Google Maps, Waze, YouTube, or Photos. Facebook is a US company also, so then Huawei would get no regular Facebook app, Messenger, WhatsApp, or Instagram. Microsoft is out too, which means no Office, no Skype, or OneDrive. We could probably build a top 20 App Store list with the other US companies like Snapchat, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Twitter, Roku, SoundCloud, Pandora, Uber, Lyft, Tinder, eBay, Shazam, and Venmo. Gamers would be missing out on apps from Discord, Twitch, Valve, Blizzard, Epic, EA, and King. You are probably better off listing apps that aren't from US companies, in which case Spotify and Mohang are from US, or Mojang or Mohang they say, I don't know, are from Sweden. Gameloft is from French, and TikTok is Chinese. That is the most I could come up with the top app list. Buying a Huawei phone would also mean living with the continual fear that the hot new app would not be available on your device just because of the country of origin. A phone with no US apps, if that is the way the order will be interpreted, would be a tough sale for Huawei. So this was the current situation of what will happen to Huawei in future and what is costing them for being the blacklisted. Now we have come to the fourth segment, and that is Huawei ban for recent devices. Now a question arises that what will happen, or what does the Huawei ban mean for your Huawei or Honor phone that you are using right now? The US Commerce Department has created a temporary 90-day license that restores Huawei's ability to provide software updates to existing Huawei handsets. That means existing Huawei phones and tablets will still receive official Android updates and monthly security patches until August. Thereafter, the scenario outlined below is believed to take effect. That is, Google services will continue to work for existing devices, but you won't receive Android version updates or monthly patches. So if you are a Huawei or Honor user, then you don't need to worry for now, because nothing should change immediately for you, as Google's Android Twitter account confirmed. They say that we assure you, while we are complying with all US government requirements, services like Google Play and security from Google Play Protect will keep functioning on your existing Huawei device. So this was all about the Huawei ban till now, but there is a $1 million question that everyone is asking about, that is why the heck Huawei was banned, and now I am going to answer that and will clear all of your confusions. For that we have moved to our fifth segment, and that is reason behind Huawei's ban. Mainly or the only reason for banning Huawei is security issue. So, so there was this threat that Huawei steals your data or they're spying on you and your data. And I think it's a big threat to anyone using Huawei phone. Trump himself says that Huawei is something that's very dangerous. You look at what if they have done from a security standpoint, from a military standpoint, it's very dangerous. So it's possible that Huawei even would be included in some kind of a trade deal. If we made a deal, I could imagine Huawei being possibly included in some form, some part of a trade deal. So there are two claims here which Trump makes quite clearly. First, that the restrictions were placed on Huawei because the company is a security threat, and second, that the restrictions against Huawei could potentially be lifted as part of a trade deal. These two claims are incompatible, or to be more precise, they only make sense if the security threat is a bluff. We can negotiate away a security threat as a part of a trade deal for the simple reason that China can credibly promise that it will stop spying. No matter what Trump deal signs, China's spy agencies will continue to seek out valuable information within the US. If Huawei was a threat for the deal, it will just be as much of a threat afterwards. So in the sixth segment, buying Huawei phone. So now, should you buy a Huawei phone? For now, my answer is no, cause its situation is like a hanging on a rope and it's just swinging from here to there. But if, as a revenge, China stops the Apple assembled to be in China, or do as the Trump administration did with the Huawei, it would be a disaster for Apple or US marketing and trade business. Cause Chinese company like Huawei or ZTE or Xiaomi can still make their own devices without US micro and macro chips, but US company like Apple or the other ones manufacture and assemble their phones in China, and if China shut down this process, they have to move their factories from China to US, and moving factories takes years and it would plunge the entire industry to chaos. There is still time to avoid that, but there is no sign of either side backing down, and if the USA keep going that or keep going like that, the USA may have a lot more lose than China. So thanks for watching this video. This was all about the Huawei ban and what will it cost. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video and share it with your friends so that they can know about the Huawei ban. That's it for today. Hey guys, I am Mr. Gadget Freak signing out. Peace.